Welcome back to Prep for Calc. Let's knock this stuff out right quick. What did we do yesterday? Functions, lines and graphs, I should say. Lines and graphs. Lines and graphs. Lines and graphs. Yes. Like rate problems, speed, time, rate problems with linear equations. And something else. What would it be? There's something about solving unknowns with two linear equations. Word problems, maybe? Solving equations with the odd root property. Okay, I guess it was radical expressions then. Odd root property. So odd root property is basically square root, but it's not the square root, it's the cube root. No, but it's it's an odd root. So it can be negative under the radical sign. It's gonna have one nth root, unlike even where it can't be negative under the radical sign, and it's gonna have two plus or minus. Something else with radical expressions. There should be something else I'm forgetting. Dang it, I just had it. Nth root. Converting between radical form and exponential form. Distant rate time problems using system of linear equations, and finding coordinates given 2 points. Okay, that's right. You get 2 points on the line, find another point on the line. Okay, I'm gonna jump back in, continue learning, then I'll be back to recall what I learned in a little bit. All right, we just finished like another 5 topics. I mean, it's crazy how many topics there are. I have 84 more, or 84 total. And tomorrow I should be starting to actually learn some, meaning I've done like one of everything except for one of these topics it's available, but I've only had 30 topics available. Anyway, I've done 29 problems, and the next time I do one right, that should be learned. So I don't even know why a lot of this stuff. It was a 25 question quiz, and I just assumed I didn't know a lot of stuff when I don't know. Let's just go through it. I finished up the geometry section today. I started and finished it. It was one topic. Calculating the surface area of a cylinder. I don't know why I missed this. Maybe I forgot to add a label on the test or something, but it's basically you got two circles, pi r squared, so times 2, pi r squared times 2, plus the height times the circumference. So h times 2 pi r. Okay. Then we were working in exponents and polynomials. So standard form of a polynomial. This is basically writing the terms from highest degree to lowest degree in that order, left to right. An unvariate polynomial, or an unvariate polynomial is a polynomial with just one variable, meaning x or y. Can have a y squared and a y cubed, but it just has one like letter, essentially, one variable. So one of these exercises was saying what's the leading term and degree of a polynomial. It's the leading term of the first, or the leading variable, which is the highest degree term, and as well as the degree of the highest term. Simple enough. We did some simplifying expressions with exponents, negative exponents, and then multiplying exponents, dividing exponents, quotient, dividing exponents, multiplying exponents, and then exponents of exponents and negative exponents, powers of exponents. Yeah, powers of powers. Maybe that's a term, yeah. Well, when you multiply exponents, same base, you add the exponents. When you divide exponents to the same base, you subtract exponents. Negative exponent is essentially the reciprocal of the term, and then times the absolute value of the exponent, or to the power of the absolute value of the exponent. Simple stuff. I know how to do that stuff. I know exponents pretty well. I've been using a pre-algebra book for the past couple weeks, so I'm pretty solid with the fundamental stuff. That might be it. Probably forgetting something though. Product, power, quotient rules with negative exponents. Good, that was simple. Calculating surface area of a cylinder. Good, simple. Degree and leading coefficient of unvariate polynomial. Good. Factoring a trinomial, a product of a trinomial and a monomial. So this is where you're basically factoring out a term out of the polynomial, and then you factor the polynomial into, like, how would you say that? Like the FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. Like the parentheses, the terms with a variable and a constant in each. But you also have the monomial on the outside that you pull out before you do that factoring. So that's it for today. Talk to you tomorrow. See you.